Day98. The more I get deeper into this journey, I understand what they mean. I just have a greater understanding every day. Things that I thought I understood, I don't think I realized I didn't really understand them. You know, recently I was just today I was working on music, and I think I've talked about not not many things capture my interest anymore. It's not that I'm not interested in them at all. It's just I'm kind of so immersed in my purpose and my goal, you know. Um, when you've kind of lived below what you know you're meant to be living as, I had a like for the past few years I always wanted to do music or just something in the entertainment industry, but music especially, that was always consistently there. It's like I knew what I needed to do. I knew, I saw like I remember I always wanted to have a YouTube channel as well. So YouTube was always going to be something that I utilized. So it's not a surprise to me that I'm doing this now. It's different. It's a different form of what I wanted to do before. I didn't know necessarily what I would be doing on YouTube, but I knew that YouTube would play a part into my journey in terms of being a worldwide superstar, right? Um, and I don't know. eh, Even just before recording, the idea of recording, I did it a few times, but getting to the point where I upload them, it's just got very very what did I just say? The the idea of uploading was just very, I guess, scary a bit, but that's why now I don't even think about it. I just kind of tell myself, hey bro, upload every day, talk, whatever's on your mind, document the journey. So yeah, and during those times I'll just be so distracted by what's going on in the world, like, when it comes to like pop culture, music, other like YouTubers that I watched, the content creators that I watched, maybe influencers I followed. I'll be so caught up on social media, and it's not to say that those things are bad. They're not bad at all. I don't think. Because even still, sometimes I do get caught up in them. But I think now there's a difference when you become fed up of living a certain life. When I tell you, I remember when COVID, can I say that? I don't care. I'm gonna say it on YouTube anyway. When COVID first hit, yeah, I remember I told myself 2020, this is the year I'm gonna take the world by storm. I was going to upload. I was going to, I remember the feeling I felt because I remember I always wanted to do this. I used to do YouTube prior to this, but the YouTube it was gaming videos, so you couldn't really see my face. I always wanted my face out there. It was just me gaming with my friends. I amassed up to like 50 something subscribers at the time. Um, um, but I stopped because I was doing my GCSEs and I was leaving secondary school and all that. But 2020 was a new start, fresh start. I've left secondary school. I was now in college, um, or sixth form, which is 2 years before I go to university. Um, that's for In case you don't know, that's how the UK operates. But yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was around. I was 17 at the time. And bro, when 2020 hit, I told myself 2020. Well, when the whole pandemic came, I told myself this is gonna be the year. Everyone's home. I have no excuse. I told myself that all the time. And that whole year went by, year 2021, and I didn't upload a single video on my channel on YouTube. And that was the first time it kind of felt like, wow, I felt like I missed an opportunity. Even though I didn't miss an opportunity, really and truly, but I felt that deep in my gut. I told myself 2021, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it again. Then I remember we had the second pandemic, a second lockdown, I should say. Um, I wasted that. 2021 went by. I wasted that. The pattern just happened to the point where I got tired of even writing like New Year's resolutions, because for the most part New Year's resolutions just became so like a reminder to me that I didn't do anything in regards to what I wanted to do. Even this year, yeah, I can't look at New Year's resolution like maybe one. I do. I'll have to look at it again. I can't lie. I think I put this every year. I think get closer to God. I think now I have a better understanding of God this year, and the is my understanding of God is way different to what it was at the beginning of this year. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. I no longer look at God in a religious sense. You know, but yeah, man, and then I just kind of got sick of it. Like, especially now that I've finished university, I think what happens is that now because not I want to say when the pressure is on, that's what pressure creates diamonds. That's what they say. So the fact that I've left uni, I think that's the biggest accelerating factor in terms of like, okay, now I'm in what they call the real world. I'm no longer in a, because when you're in education, you're kind of in a bubble with people around you. So I kind of read somewhere, uni, let me just yeah, university. University is great. I think it's amazing, but I do think it kind of makes you feel comfortable being a bum, in the sense that no matter what, because university you can meet people of all ages, right? There's a certain notion that, like, for example, if someone's I'm about to turn 23 in next month. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm about to turn 23. Um, wow, that's actually mad. I can't lie. 23. That's crazy. Anyway, that's no point. But yeah, let's say so 23, right? If I'm 23, right, and someone asks me, yo, what are you doing? What's your occupation? What's your job? Blah blah. What do you do? And I was telling them I'm unemployed. What they gonna think? Yo, this brother's lazy. But if I tell them I'm a student, they'll look at it like, yo, okay, he's doing something. So I felt this way because I also felt this way with myself. I felt like I felt comfortable because when someone used to ask me what I'm doing, and I'll say, well, I'm in uni, I'm a student in uni. I felt, and they'll be like, oh, okay. I felt that pressure. I felt like the pressure relieved off a little bit just because I had something to say that I'm a student. So that's why you see so many people. That's why I've even witnessed people who they didn't plan to go to uni, but maybe what they had they gave up. What they had planned they gave up on it. So just kind of thought, man, let me go to uni. So I do think me not being in uni is the biggest factor in terms of like your or the catalyst, I should say, in terms of what's making me realize that yo, I gotta make something shake. And you gotta realize, yeah, no one, you gotta save yourself, my guy. You gotta save yourself, bro. You know, a lot of people just think, yo, you kind of wait for, you, I don't know, it's like you think the opportunity is just gonna fall in your lap, G. Like, I'm not saying, it's not even about doing all that doing, but you gotta do, like, you have to shift something, your mindset especially. That's you gotta be working towards that. When I say working, I don't necessarily mean like physically working on something, but that has, you have to have a direction and need to be walking that direction. You know what I'm trying to say? Heading to that direction, and that's really I've really felt that this year, especially because I knew since second year of university, m- me doing software engineering in there, that's not what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Even before I submitted an application to university, I knew for a flipping fact I didn't want to do software engineering for the rest of my life. I knew even if I did it, it would only be for a period of time, right? But I'm happy I never even got I'm happy I didn't even attempt to go find a job with it after I left uni, because the thing is, I know once, so with I know with myself at least, if I got comfortable during uni, why wouldn't I get comfortable when I have a job and I'm making money off of it? If I'm making money off software engineering, yeah, there'll be a part of me that feels comfortable. Okay, cool, I'm getting money. Not even just that. You're, let's say 9 to 5. You're working 9 to 5. You woke up early. You've gone already. You headed to work, and then you in work. You're doing all the tasks you're meant to be doing. You know, you get your little 1 hour break, whatever. Cool. You go back. You do the work needs to be done. 5 hits. You get to go home. You're on public transport, whatever form of transport. You get home. Now you're kind of like, okay, I've worked all day today. Let me chill. Let me chill. And what happens as well? You gotta wake up early for the next day. So what do? You sleep early. It's not wise to sleep late if you gotta wake up early the next day. So if I was comfortable during uni and I'm not making money in uni. I'm not making money in school. Whatever. What? I'm not making money there. So and I got comfortable because it's like, okay, I'm a student. I got some. But when if I'm making money off something, I know myself. I would have been like, yo, I would have put my music thing on hold, bro. Or my plans for doing music on hold, most likely. I feel like it's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. You have to know yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not a job isn't inherently bad, but I just know myself. That's not what I wanted to do. Like that's why I didn't even attempt to even find a job with software engineering, because my last year uni was so made. I just started to despise software engineering so much. Something I used to once love. I used to love coding and all that. I just started to despise it. So I was like, yeah, I am not touching this for a long time now. Who knows in the future? I may use those skills to develop something in the future, something revolutionary in the future. But as of right now, I don't want to touch it. I can't lie. I don't want to touch no. I don't want to look at it. But yeah, so right now I'm like, okay, cool. My only option is what I want to do. It's not a record label is not just gonna walk up to my house when I haven't released no music and be like, yo, we heard, is there a brother in here that wants to, we want to sign? Like, what the hell? What's the evidence? What are they gonna come for? If they don't even know me. So like, I've realized that yo, I've really got to make something shake, and that's why now I'm kind of doing everything in my power to make sure that it's inevitable. There are so many people who do music, not so many people, but there are some people who do music and then they never make it anywhere. I'm not I'm not gonna be one of them guys. who are just you're just being a dead no not a dead horse, but like it's like just banging your head against a brick wall. Like you're not. But I believe in don't give up. But I do believe in there has to be a certain change in strategy of some sort, like for those individuals, or formula or something. So that's why you gotta put everything in place, especially the mind. And I think the mind is really what's important because that's what plays such a big part in terms of it. Like, what was I reading? I forgot what I was reading, but you can have two people who go through the same situation. And it could be such a bad, traumatic situation. One person, like, it's like some people use it as an excuse. They'll say, yo, the reason they didn't get successful is because they grew up in a one-parent household. Yeah, they were neglected. They had no love, whatever. They grew up in the ends, the hood. You know how many niggas grew up in the hood in a one-parent household that also didn't receive love, and they made something out of their life. So it's not the thing it's not that's not the reason, because you can find countless other examples of people who had the same or similar upbringing, and they are somewhere they want to be in life. They're living the life they want to live. They brought themselves up out of that. They're living beyond what they were meant to live. I guess as I guess. So the only difference has to be the mind. The only difference has to be the mind. What's because they had the same kind of upbringing. So when I read that, I was like, yes, the mind is where to start. The mind is that's why now I'm really that's my main focus, the mind. And then like I was saying, I really have a deeper understanding because I always heard people say create your inner world, create your inner world, and I felt like I knew what that meant, but I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Well, as much to the degree I do, I feel like I understand now. And he always says the world, turn away from the world, where the worldly noise, blah blah blah. And I've always said I want to silence the noise, but I never really understood what that meant truly. I think I was just saying it because I heard it. But bro, all everything that is not relevant, especially to your goal, if it's something you don't want to hear, if it's something that's just nonsense, because there's some things just clog up your brain, like especially in this age of social media, when we're receiving so much information, like it's not even funny, bro. All that stuff that's not relevant to me right now, as of this moment. I don't need it. I don't need it. So I might as well just word, man. I don't even have to explain it, but pretty much, yeah. Everything in the world, I just want to kind of block it for a bit and create my own inner world, which is me in my desired reality. But I want to be so close or so focused within on that inner world to the point where I'm no longer so dependent on seeing it in the outside world, pretty much, I guess. Emotionally dependent. That's Nero's definition of like manifestation. But I didn't understand it fully, but now I feel like I have a better understanding of it at least. Um, that's pretty much what I gotta do. Because all this outer noise, there's a lot of things that it's like I hear about that it's just I don't if I really don't care about it, like or if it just doesn't do anything for me, it's not beneficial in any way. It's just it's just like I don't know. It's not useful. It's just there, like just taking up space, just clouding up storage, like pretty much. Like that's what some of the information simply is, just clouding up, taking up space. Like it doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. I know this information now. What? It doesn't contribute to anything. There's something where it's like that, and so that's really going forward is my main thing. I do feel like always. I do feel good with my music though. I do today especially. I do feel good. I was listening to Juicy by Biggie, but for example, recently, yo, Biggie never really hit for me that much, like as much. I was always more of a Tupac guy. Not always, but when I started to get into like old school hip hop, Tupac was like the guy, one of the first guys who like I gravitated towards. Biggie, not so much, but boy oh boy, recently I listened to Juicy. The thing is, I've been heard Juicy. That's one of his biggest songs. I've been heard Juicy, yeah. But today I just end up listening to it. I don't know, maybe because it's what I'm going through. I I looked at all the lyrics, yeah. Bro, that song resonate, bro. That song was hitting differently, bro. I now understand it. I now understand it, bro. That that guy Biggie, yeah. And his one of his earlier songs, Party and BS, bro. That song is. The thing is, I've been knowing that song. I didn't even know it was by Biggie. I remember I had a guy who used to sing it all the time when I was younger. I never understood what I just didn't know it was like by Biggie or whatever. I just heard oh party and booty. I just heard it. A guy used to always sing it all the time, but I never really. My guy, I don't know. What's that? 97. Anyway, but yeah, man. That's pretty much what I'm at. But then yeah, that song Juicy, and it just gives me a good feeling, bro. Because Biggie was also someone who was aspiring to be a musician, and he made it, you know. So I mean, all these people, musicians, all the musicians were, all these successful musicians were once aspiring to be musicians. But I think because it resonates so deep. I think it resonates so deep because it's something I feel I'm relating to, you know. Like right now I'm aligned with it. So that's why like it was hitting, bro. That's why it was. I just thought it was back in my head. That's crazy. That's why it was hitting deep, bro. And a lot of the lyrics I could relate, man. Oh, oh my days, that song is amazing. I think I'm gonna play that song to myself every day. I'm gonna play that myself. That song to myself. That song is amazing. But anyway, yeah, it's time for me to sleep, bro. I didn't tell for this to be a long video, 23 minutes. I didn't tell for this, but the past few videos have been short, so I do kind of want to yap a little bit. Um, but yeah, man, yeah. Day 98, well, the 98 days. You know, it's not about because there's a part of me that's kind of like, yo, Angela, you're not uploading any music. Like you're just kind of talking about this mind stuff. But it won't. If I'm doubting myself so much and I'm just forcing myself to record music or just record, yeah, just I guess pushing through the doubt and just recording the music. Um, I don't think that would be efficient. I don't think that would be efficient. I feel like it's good to have my mind in the right place. I think that just makes things a whole lot easier. That's why I'm not really prioritizing just the straight action. Just straight action. Just do. You know what I'm trying to say? If your mind is not right doing it, then what's the yeah? There's only the mind. I think is the priority, bro. Because especially because I'm gonna need this mind, especially with how huge I'm gonna get, bro. I need to have a strong mind. Like it's not even a joke. Because there's so many celebrities who have crashed and burned. Like even Michael Jackson, the great, bro. The things I would say about him, at some point, his mind started to kind of crumble a little bit. you know, he starts to think about what people say about him and all that, which is understandable. It's normal. It's not like it's she's not wrong for that. You know what I'm trying to say. But I want to get to the point where I'm unshakable. I don't care what is said about me in the media. I don't give a damn. Like I want to get to that point. To the, there's some people who are just unstoppable. Like they don't like. That's what I've always aspired. To. I aspire to be one of those people who are unstoppable. I could be going through the worst situation. I will still always prevail, bro. That's that's what I'm going to be, and that's what I am. Nothing will be able to take me down. Nobody, nothing, bro. Not a single thing, bro. I'm telling you. That's my that's my goal, So that's why I'm not too focused on just doing. Like, But part of me is like, "Oh, you're pushing 100 days, doing up, you stay and release a song, bro." But I know what that's just like the part of me that's like the ego part of me that's just yapping, like, be quiet, bro. Like, I gotta get to my this right. This needs to be right for us. Once I've got this in check, it won't be a problem. The action won't be a problem. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But if you're trying to do the action first and the mind is just all over the place, especially if you have like doubts and all negative thoughts running through your head, like thoughts that are counterproductive to what you want to do, you might as well not even flip and do it. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Because imagine trying to record these songs and you just have a whole bunch of doubtful thoughts just rushing there to the front of your mind. And I've had that before, and that's not productive at all. You can push through it. It's not like you can't. You can, but it's not effective, bro. It's not effective. I don't believe so anyway. Um, but yeah, man. 27 minutes. I just talked for another 4 minutes. Are you crazy? Anyway, yeah, I gotta sleep, bro. I gotta sleep, bro. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening, man. I'll see you guys.